Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagide Imon TV. I am yours faithfully, Mori Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Gunmen rob Rivers NUJ official, steal union boss, orders. Our 1.5 billion naira was transferred from FG-owned bank account to Fani Kayode, EFCC. Dispatch rider arrested with baby inside his courier box in Lagos State. Lagos police intensify effort to locate dispatch rider involved in the child thefts. Bamise, another lady reveals how arrested BRT driver wanted to rape her inside box. Gunmen attack another funeral in Anambra, kidnap one. 12 burned to death in accident on Ilorin-Ogbomoso Road. Russian troops abduct Ukrainian mayor. Still a foreign story. In Ukraine, hospital, war-wounded children make slow recoveries. And sports, 2022 World Cup playoffs, Eagles will take Black Stars to the cleaners. Yimogor. Now the news in detail. Gunmen suspected to be armed robbers early Friday morning invaded the residence of Amechi Okonkwo, the chairman of Correspondence Chapel of Rivers State branch of Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, carting away his properties and a vault belonging to the union. Correspondent learned that the armed gunmen who invaded the building around 3 a.m. looted items from the residence while subjecting the NUJ chairman and his family members to mental torture. It was gathered that the gunmen also robbed other residents in the neighborhood. Confirming the incident, Rivers State NUJ, in a press statement issued by its secretary, Ike Wigodu, said the Nigerian Union of Journalists NUJ, Rivers State Council wishes to inform the Nigerian police and the general public that the NUJ boss of the Correspondence Chapel was robbed at gunpoint early this morning at about 3 a.m. at the residence of the chapel's chairman, Amechi Okonkwo. According to the information provided by the chairman, Mr. Okonkwo, the robbers stormed his residence fully armed and robbed his household and other residents and went away with the union boss. Members of the public who happen to sight a vehicle anywhere should contact the police or the NUJ River State Council. Correspondent has not been able to establish contact with Okonkwo, and his phones were switched off with suspicion that they might be among the items stolen by the government. However, Chidi Oalete, the secretary of the Correspondent Chapel, River State, who also confirmed the incident, said the Rivers Police Command had been contacted over the incident. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has narrated how the sum of 1.5 billion naira was fraudulently transferred from the Ministry of External Affairs account to Joint Trust Dimension Nigeria Limited account, allegedly belonging to former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode. The investigating officer of the anti-graft agency, Shehu Shoaib, made this known. In 2016, the anti-graft agency arraigned Fani Kayode, a member of former President Goodluck Jonathan's presidential campaign team, alongside Nenadi Usman, a former Minister of State for Finance, on a 17-count charge bordering on alleged money laundering and diversion of 4.9 billion naira. Laid in evidence by the EFCC prosecutor, Rotimi Oyedepo. As the trial continued on Friday, the witness stated that a team from the Special Task Force of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission was assigned to investigate a petition which alleged that the total sum of 1.5 billion naira was fraudulently transferred from Ministry of External Affairs account to Joint Trust Dimension Nigeria Limited account number 1010740698 with Zenith Bank. He said, "We commenced the investigation immediately and wrote a letter of investigation activities to Zenith Bank requesting for a statement of account of joint trust and all the transactions in the account. We received the response and analyzed them. Our findings revealed that on January 8, 13, and 16, 2015, the sum of 300 million naira, 400 million naira, and 800 million naira respectively were transferred from Ministry of External Affairs Research Project account and Ministry of External Affairs Research Capital account, respectively, into Joint Trust Dimension Nigeria Limited account." The witness further said that these monies were moved into Fani Kayode's second defendant's company account, Joint Trust Dimension Nigeria Limited with Zenith Bank. He stated that between February 20th to the end of March 2015, the second defendant withdrew 200 million naira cash And between March 20th and 25th, he withdrew another sum of over 250 million naira. According to the witness, on Friday, February 12th, one Olubode, now at large, made a cash payment of the sum of 24 million naira to a company based poster at number 125 Lewis Street, Lagos, and also on February 12th, made an additional cash payment of the sum of 60 million naira to the same company. A yet to be identified dispatch rider has been arrested in Shombotedo area of Lagos State with a baby inside his courier box. The development was posted on Twitter alongside a video by Giddy Traffic in the early hours of Saturday. However, details on the development were sketchy as at press time. The dispatch rider was beaten by the angry mob that made the discovery. He was later seen sandwiched between an Okada rider and a man carrying the baby, ostensibly on their way to a police station. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, CP Abiodun Alabi, said the effort has been intensified to identify the dispatch rider who abducted and hid a child in the dispatch box at Shombotedo area, Lagos, Lekki. This was confirmed in a statement by Adekunle Ajishibutu, spokesperson for the Lagos Police Command. According to the police spokesperson, the attention of command has been drawn to a video alleging that a yet-to-be-identified dispatch rider stole a child found and recovered in the dispatch box. The command wishes to inform the public that the incident said to have taken place in Shombotedo area, Lekki, was not reported to any police station to enable the police to take appropriate actions. Notwithstanding that the incident was not reported, the Commissioner of Police, Abiodun, has directed that efforts should be intensified to locate the whereabouts of the alleged dispatch rider and the parent or guardians of the child to enable the police investigate the incident, he added. To another dimension, a medical doctor, Onyechi Anoke, has narrated how she escaped being raped by Nice or Mini Kokoran, the driver of the bus rapid transit vehicle remanded over the murder of a passenger, Bamise Anyowola. The doctor is the second lady accusing Nice, who was remanded in prison on Friday of rape after the death of Bamise. The narrative of the medical doctor and a former sales girl who spoke exclusively with the Punch are similar to the late Bamise's revelation in the text and audio chat the disease sent to a friend after sensing danger inside Nice BRT. However, despite the revelations, the Lagos State Police Command and Lagos State government are yet to make any official statement on the fresh accusations. The state government and police had earlier been alleged of a cover-up by a senior advocate of Nigeria, Ebun Adeborua. Anoke explained that the incident happened in December 2021, 1 month after Nice allegedly raped a former sales girl in Lagos. The medical doctor presented a call log showing Nice confirmation that she didn't give him a fake number. When correspondent dialed the phone number using an identity application, the owner of the phone number was revealed to be Andrew Nice, LBSL. Anoke, who is in her late 20s, said she was going home after visiting a friend on the day she had an encounter with the BRT driver. She narrated, he referring to Andrew, talked about spending the night with him and all the nonsense, but I politely deflected with the excuse that I've already stayed out much later than agreed, and my parents were calling me, but that I could see him the next day, or even spend the entire weekend I would already be in Asaba. It's actually not funny. From the conversation, he said his name was Andrew. He doesn't usually apply that route, that he is more on the island and lives in Shagamu, and would most likely not see me again, but I'm scamming him. By this time, he had gotten to the next bus stop, still refused to pick anybody, instead moved ahead a bit and packed, and put out the bus light. There was a stark darkness within, though the street lights illuminated the surroundings, so I could see people, but no one could see me. How do I signal these passers-by for help? Everywhere was still tightly locked in. All of these so-called conversations were contained within. He said, we should move to the back row and talk better. My body language kept speaking unease, and I kept looking at my wristwatch, signaling to him that I was late and we could meet earlier the next day anywhere he wanted and talk as long as he wanted. By this time, he had already collected my phone numbers here. He ensured to collect the 2 lines he saw on my phone, dialed both to ensure I wasn't giving him the wrong numbers, and saw them ring. As earlier said, my best bets at safety was to go with the flow while strategizing for better options, and so I did. Baba, Baba dragged me by the hands, and as usual, I didn't struggle but followed him to the back row. By now, it was established in my head that this is most likely going to end as an attempted but failed rape case. I didn't even think for a second that it was going to be successful. My first response was on a high, and I racked my brain for all the possible things I could do to temporarily subdue him and be hitting the balls till people from outside noticed me. I had reached 3 such previous attempts in younger years, and God somehow always helped me escape and torch from those locked rooms, so he wouldn't allow this infidel to do this now. I would rather die than let it happen, though the picture in my head was more of me harming him with his weapon if he brought out any. I had a feeling it might stab me, and I kept looking out for any attempt of him bringing out a pocket knife, and how I was going to struggle for and collected blame too much crime and thriller novels. As he made to run his hands on my body indiscriminately, I subtly pushed him away, crawled into myself, and used my elbow as a wedge. He fled off, saying if I said I liked him just like he liked me, why am I resisting? The story goes like that. Another dimension showing how another girl produced evidence showing about the Omicron sentenced to remand for 30 days concerning the death of Bamise. So another tragic event. Gunmen on Friday attacked venue of a burial ceremony in Indiwo village in Newi South local government area. It was not clear, however, who was being buried, but daily posts gathered that the gunmen targeted vigilante operatives who were at the ceremony to provide security. Sources said the gunmen also went to Utsu community in the same local government area, where they also attacked an office used by vigilante operatives, setting it ablaze and also abducting 1 person. Though details of the attacks are still sketchy, the State Police Command spokesperson, DSP Tochukwu Ikenga, confirmed the incident. Ikenga said the Commissioner of Police, CP Echeng, has ordered manhunts on the armed men. He said the operatives ordered to go against the gunmen include Police Mobile Force, Counter-Terrorist Unit, Special Forces, and others, who he said are already in the area, and that normalcy had been restored while operation was still ongoing. Further details of CIF showed that the miscreants arrived at the ceremony and started shooting sporadically in an attempt to disarm the operatives. In another development, the hoodlums also attacked Utu Vigilante office, abducted one of the members of staff, and set the vigilante operation vehicle on fire. The command, however, assured that the police and other security agents are firm in providing security services in the state, while also urging residents of the area to help the police with information that will aid the ongoing operation. You are watching the world news from BGI TV, and more to come. 12 people were burned to death in a fatal accident that occurred on Saturday at Ote on the Ilorin-Ogomosho Express Road. The accident, which was as a result of a head-on collision between a commercial Toyota Hummer bus and a Volvo trailer loaded with cement, according to the Federal Road Safety Corps, and the Kwara State Fire Service, occurred at about 7 a.m. at Ote in the Asta local government area of the state. 6 of the passengers were, however, rescued alive, but with burnt injuries, while the remaining 12 were burnt beyond recognition. Sources said while the cement-laden trailer was coming from a depot in one of the north-central states and going to the south, the passenger bus was coming from Lagos and heading to Sokoto State. Information obtained from the FRSC said that the incident involved a white commercial Hummer bus and a white Volvo bus loaded with cement. It said that an accident was a result of speed limit violation and a road violation and loss of control. The FRSC Sector Commander Jonathan Owade, who confirmed the incident, said that 18 passengers were on board in the vehicle, adding that while 6 were rescued from the scene of the accident and sustained burn injuries, 12 were burnt beyond recognition. And to foreign story, the mayor of southern Ukraine's Melitopol has been kidnapped by the Russian soldiers occupying the city, President Volodymyr Zelensky and Ukrainian officials said. A group of 10 occupiers kidnapped the mayor of Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov, Ukraine's parliament said on Twitter. He refused to cooperate with the enemy, it added. It said the mayor was seized when he was at the city's crisis center dealing with supply issues. In a video message late Friday, Zelensky confirmed the abduction, calling Fedorov a mayor who bravely defends Ukraine and the members of his community. This is obviously a sign of weakness of the invaders, they have moved to a new stage of terror in which they are trying to physically eliminate representatives of legitimate local Ukrainian authorities, he said. The capture of the mayor of Melitopol is therefore a crime not only against a particular person, against a particular community, and not only against Ukraine. It is a crime against democracy itself. The acts of Russian invaders would be regarded like those of Islamic State terrorists, he said. So the second foreign story. A plaster on his eye, 8-year-old Dima Kazyonov lies unconscious on a hospital bed in Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, after a Russian missile blasted through his home. He was in his family flat when it hit on Monday, sending shrapnel shooting through his upper jaw and into the base of his neck, his doctor, Alexandra Oskov, says. For 2 days, we pumped ash out of his stomach. He still has cinders in his lungs, says the head of the city's pediatric neurosurgery center. But he is stable. Slowly, we are getting there, says the surgeon, as he emerges from operating on another, a 52-year-old man. Since Russia invaded its pro-Western neighbor on February 24th, at least 78 children have been killed and more than 100 wounded. Ukraine's ombudswoman, Yodrum Denisova, says. The UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, has warned their war threatens the lives and well-being of country's 7.5 million children. More than 1 million children have fled the country, it says, among more than 2 million Ukrainians who have crossed into next-door countries for safety. In the eastern city of Kharkiv, near the Russian border, a nurse checks Dima's vitals on a screen near his bed. And finally, sports story. Former Nigerian goalkeeper Andrew Ikomogwe has expressed utmost confidence in the list of players invited by interim coach of the Super Eagles, Austin Eguavon, to take the Black Stars to the cleaners in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff. Recall that the Black Stars will host Nigeria on March 25th before the reverse fixtures at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, on March 29th, with the winner securing a place at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Speaking ahead of the game, Ikomogwe, in a chat with CompleteSport.com from his Cairo base in Egypt, stated that the Super Eagles will approach the game like a cup final, knowing there is no other option than to win. This is a game the Super Eagles knows they must have to prove a point and take something valuable to Nigeria if they are to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. It's Eagles all the way, and I believe victory shall be achieved at the end. Nigeria are seeking to qualify for the World Cup a 7th time, and since 1994, have missed only one of 7 editions. The last of 3 appearances by Ghana was in 2014. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Gunmen rob Rivers NUJ official, steal union boss, orders. Our 1.5 billion naira was transferred from FG-owned bank account to Fani Kayode, EFCC. Dispatch rider arrested with baby inside his courier box in Lagos State. Lagos police intensify effort to locate dispatch rider involved in a child theft. Bamise, another lady, reveals how arrested BRT driver wanted to rape her inside bus. Gunmen attack another funeral in Anambra, kidnap 1. 12 burned to death in accident on Ilorin-Ogbomoso Road. We also brought to you from foreign scene. Russian troops abduct Ukrainian mayor. In Ukraine hospital, war-wounded children make slow recovery. And finally, sports. 2022 World Cup playoff. Eagles will take Black Stars to the cleaners. Thank you for watching. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell to access our updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like the page and follow to access our updates. On Instagram, Bagede Imo_22 for advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and outdoors events. The phone number streaming on your screen is the direct line to call strictly for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.